Hey everybody, Jeff Schneider here, and here's your loop of the day, number 16. There you go, that's the loop. Let's do a breakdown of those chords. We'll check out the drum groove, maybe the bass line, so stay tuned. First things first, if you guys already like this loop, show me some love, hit that like button, that'd be great. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. But with that, let's get right into the chords. This is a really great chord progression. It's used a lot. It's where we start on the, well, you can think of it as a minor key or a major key. Let's do a minor key first. So we're in the key of G minor. We're gonna start with this G minor chord, right? So this is going to be the one chord. And then what we're going to do is a 2-5-1 going to the flat 6. Do you guys know what that means? The flat 6, first of all, is E flat. We're figuring that out by counting up the scale. So if G is 1, A is 2, B flat is 3, C is 4, D is 5, and then E flat is 6. This is just going up the G minor scale. That's what I was saying before about we're thinking about this in terms of G minor. So one chord, and then we're going to do a 2-5-1 to the flat 6. Which is E flat. So the 2 and the 5 of E flat, we have F as your 2 chord, B flat as your 5 chord, and then E flat is that 1, but it's flat 6. So it's 1 in the world of E flat, it's flat 6 in the world of G minor. Hopefully that makes sense. In terms of the quality of those chords, you know, a 2 chord is usually going to be a minor chord, a 5 chord is usually going to be a dominant 7th chord. So let's check out the voicings I'm using here. That's the 1, that's G minor. Then we're going to do F minor 9, pretty standard voicing. Kind of a bare bones voicing there for B flat 7. And then for our E flat, I think what I played was just this E flat add 9. Works really well, but you could do different variations. You could throw in the major 7, you could leave out the 9. Different ways you could do this. Let's put that together again. So. One thing that I did that I think works pretty well is that grace note coming down from D flat to C gives it a nice little inflection there. So, and I'm also doing a grace note up from C to D. So after the E flat major chord, then we just go to A flat 7. We're actually going to do A flat 13 sus, and then we're going to resolve that to A flat 13. So the D flat's going to resolve down to the C. In context, it sounds like this. Or you could replay the note, the chord rather. And for that A flat chord, let's see, we think about that as a flat 2. You could think of that as flat 2, in the key of G minor, that is. But one thing to really pay attention to is the fact that it is a 4th or 5th away from E flat. We can go up a 4th, or we could go down a 5th. And the importance there is that a lot of these chord progressions that we've been using again and again on this channel, or not even on my channel, but just all of music, a lot of it is coming from the circle of fifths. And that is, if you're not familiar with it, it's this circle and it has all the keys written out, and they're staggered in fifths. So you go from C to G to D to A, and the distance between each of those keys is a fifth. And the reason that circle is so important is because harmony, at least in Western music, moves in fourths and fifths most of the time. So even though A flat, the flat 2 chord is kind of weird, you know, theoretically it's kind of odd to include in the key of G minor, it works really well because it's coming from E flat, which is a 4th or a 5th away, depending on the interval inversion you are considering. Real quick, let's do another analysis, but in the key of B flat major, because this also could really work well in the key of B flat major. All of these chords exist in B flat major as well. Let's take a look here. So now the G minor is going to be the 6th chord because B flat major is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a B flat major scale, and there's the 6th chord right there. That's G minor. So we're starting on the 6th chord now, and now we're going to do a 2-5-1 to the 4 chord. Really, really common device. Nothing too crazy there. And then when we go to A flat 13, that is your flat 7-7 chord. Also really common. One other thing I'll say, I didn't say this before about G minor, but the A flat goes really nicely into the G, right? Because that's a little tritone substitution there. It's something we do a lot of. The A flat is a tritone sub for D, and the D, of course, is the 5 of G. So remember, that interval of a 5th or a 4th in terms of harmony is so important. So study the circle of fifths. When you're analyzing chord progression, see if you can identify those instances where you have 4ths and 5ths, where the harmony is moving in 4ths and 5ths. Just pay attention to the roots at first. You don't even have to worry about the quality of the chords. Just focus on those roots. See if you can find 4ths and 5ths, and you'll see they come up again and again. I'll also do a quick little breakdown of the Wurlitzer part that's in this. It's just doing a little backup thing to the main keyboard part, which I just played. So this other keyboard part is, that's pretty much all that's going on. So these 4 notes, they all work over most of the chords that I play in this chord progression. They certainly work over G minor. They work over F, over B flat, over E flat. Now when I go to the A flat, I change it a little bit. See? I make that G flat and I make this B flat so that it fits that chord quality a bit better than just doing this. So that's the backup rhythm part for the keyboard. And let's keep going to some of the other elements in this loop. So now let's take a quick look at the drum groove. I want to show you guys what that sounds like soloed, so check this out. So obviously we have that vinyl sort of bed thing happening underneath that that scratchy sound. You know, it's really cool. It kind of does a nice job of filling a lot of space. What also does a good job of filling space is that tail on the cross stick for the snare. You hear that really long reverb tail does a nice job of connecting the connecting one beat to the next, but also just giving the drum set a fuller sound. Everything else is pretty dry besides the snare. There's a little bit of room reverb on the hi-hat. And maybe the kick, but yeah, check it out one more time. Listen to that tail on the snare. So there are the drums. Let's take a look at the bass now. By the way, this is live bass, not a sample. Check it out. All right, I'm gonna bring the drums in. And here's the Wurlitzer part. And now the Rhodes. So there you have it, guys. That's the loop. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Also, just a reminder, I'm going to do a loop soon where you guys actually provide me with the melody. The way we'll do that is I'll post something on Instagram, something like, you know, comment with a note name below. People will comment with the note names. That'll be my melody, and I'll make that work somehow or another. So if you're not following me on Instagram yet, my username is @JeffSchneiderMusic. So hope to see you guys there, and look out for the post where I ask you for the melody notes for my next loop. Maybe we'll do that for the next loop, actually, so stay tuned. Other than that, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.